Want to start meditation? Well, hold on. Before you start jumping into meditation, into mindfulness, into chakra cleaning and whatnot, right? Let's just take a step back and understand what meditation is first. If you want to learn cricket, you first learn what is the ground, what is the rules, what is a bat and a ball, right? It is not the other way around. So before jumping into, I want to do this, I want to do yoga, I want to do kundalini and going all crazy about all of this, let's just start with the basics first. Let's just start what is meditation. Meditation is not a magic wand which you swirl and all of a sudden all your problems are vanished. This is the stuff of movies, guys. This doesn't happen in real life. What really happens in real life is meditation takes you on an inner journey which connects you to your inner self, and once that inner self starts coming out, you get pleasures of such an amount that all of the pleasures in all of the world is incomparable with that. You know what everyone says? That meditation is actually paying attention, right? But attention to what? It is the first time that you are withdrawing the attention from the outer world and start going within. When you start going within and pay attention to what is happening within, then it is the first time that your meditation actually begins. So in the first step of meditation, the first thing which you need to do is to experience that you are actually not your thoughts. We have been led to believe, guys, that we are our thoughts, right? We are what we think. This is actually not true. We are different from the thought. And which is something cannot be understood just through mind. This is something which you need to experience, which you need to believe with every fiber and in every bone in your body, because it is not something which you can just understand from the mind, right? Because you have been operating from the mind and therefore you think that you are the mind. To do this, you need to start observing your thoughts without any judgment. Now this may sound easy, but it is very difficult. We have been trained from the childhood to judge everything. We judge our co-workers, we judge anyone who is in front of us, we even judge our family members, right? So therefore, we also judge our thoughts. We label one thought as good and one thought as bad. Positive thoughts are good, negative thoughts are bad. But this is not the right way. In meditation, if you keep labeling the thoughts as good or bad, you will never be able to get out of this mind cycle or the cycle of thoughts, and the mind will keep you occupied with one thought or the other. If you are sitting in a meditation, let me give you an example, and you start seeing that you are on a beach and a pristine light is shining on you, and you start thinking that you are going right because this is all the wonderful stuff and you are having so many positive thoughts, and you think that your meditation is going wonderful, let me tell you that it is not the truth. A positive thought or a thought that you are on a beach or with a beautiful girl is also a thought, and you are not in the meditation then. A negative thought similarly, that you're falling or that you're getting murdered, is a negative thought, but it is still a thought. So all thoughts, either positive or negative, are still a thought, and what we need to do really in meditation is to get away from these thoughts. Once you start to experience this truth, not just understand it from mind, you can even understand it right now when I'm saying that you're not the thought, right? But you will not have experienced it. Once you experience it, it becomes your own knowledge, and then mind cannot fool you anymore. So how will you get there? We can only get there through our own experience, through meditation. Let me give you an example of how we label things. Let's say that you are watching traffic on a busy road. When we watch traffic, we start labeling that this is a good car, this is a bad car, this car is from Maruti, this car is from Hyundai, and therefore we start actively using our mind, right? To give you a parallel of a perfect meditation, you are just watching the traffic on the road and not labeling any of the car. No car is good or bad, and you don't know any of the manufacturers of the car, so there is no thought going through your mind. Similarly, when you're sitting in meditation, please remember that do not label any of the thought as good or bad. A thought is a thought. One thought will come and it will end. Another thought comes and that ends too. You're just watching it with peace, with the inner silence, and you are just observing. In this process of observation itself, your meditation has already started. The work has already started. What you are now experiencing is that you are just watching the thought as an observer. You are away from the thought. You are something which is observing the thought, and therefore you are not the thought itself. Once this feeling starts deepening, you have crossed the first barrier which we encounter in meditation. You have started thinking of yourself as something other than the thought. Now this journey may sound very easy to take, but it is actually very hard when you start taking it, right? I can tell you from my own experience that you go through various stages in this journey. When you start sitting, your mind, first of all, will not even accept this truth that you are not the thought, that you are not the mind, right? This is because you're trying to convince the mind that you are not the mind by just thinking, and you are thinking through mind itself. So you're trying to annihilate the mind or finish the mind through mind itself. It is like cutting a knife through that knife itself. It cannot be done. So how do you get out of it? You can only do this through meditation. When you sit in meditation, you observe the thoughts without any judgment. You have now started to get an actual feeling that you are not the thought. When you start getting this experience, this real experience that you are not the thought, now the mind cannot fool you. Because you already have an experience, the mind cannot say that this is not the truth, because you have experienced that. That has already been registered in a memory. So you always know that you are not the mind, right? Even if the mind tries to fool you next time, you will still know that you are not the mind. So you have crossed that important barrier in meditation, which is absolutely important as a baseline to start any of the meditation. Now, all of this is just talk. And as I said in the beginning, just talk cannot take you there, because you have to experience this yourself. Unless and until you experience it, you just understand it. And when you get out of this video, you go into the life, you will soon forget it. It doesn't matter what you watched in the video, The mind will again bring you another set of thoughts, and you will start to forget all of this. And mind is very cunning as well. Mind knows all your weaknesses, right? So first of all, it will not lead you to believe that this is something true. It will attack you with all the weapons it has got, and it knows every one of your weakness. First of all, let's say it will tell you that this is not true. Secondly, it will say that all this meditation is bullshit. Let's just go and party. Why not? You are just still young. You want to party, you want to enjoy, you've been given this life, so why not? Everyone is doing it. Another thing is, it might tell you that, let's start this meditation, and just when you start meditation, it will tell you, oh, you're not feeling anything, you're not feeling any peace at all. So let's just give it up. Let's just, watch another reel, why not? So it knows all the distractions it can give you to get you away from this meditation, to get you away from this process of knowing yourself, which you're taking slowly, and it will try to distract you from all kind of things to get you away from the real thing, from meeting your real self. But if you keep persisting with determination on this path, and you keep remembering that you're not the mind, you're not the thought, which will only come through practice, then slowly and gradually your mind will start accepting that truth, right? Because it cannot go on forever without accepting what you have already experienced, as I said. But this is again all talk, so if it will never work if we do not convert it into an experience. So let's just do it right now. Let's take a 2-minute pause and do a quick 2-minute meditation where we can experience that we are not the mind, we are not the thoughts, we are something else. For doing this meditation, just go to a quiet place somewhere and You can choose a bed, a sofa, a chair, wherever you are comfortable. Just be in a comfortable position, but do not lie down completely. If you lie down, there is a risk that you might fall asleep, which will hamper what we are trying to do, right? So just sit in a comfortable position. What we will do in this meditation is we will observe the thoughts, but before going to that process, we need to calm the mind a little, right? Our mind is being pulled in all sorts of directions. Maybe you've just seen a reel and you're thinking about that. Maybe you've just come out of a meeting and you're angry towards your boss. If you are in that state of mind, the mind is not even in a calm position to even start the meditation. So we need to bring the mind to a little bit more calmer position. So we'll start with a breathing exercise. It is very simple. We start breathing in through the nose and we breathe out through the mouth. In this process, we need to feel how our body is reacting. So we'll keep our left hand on the belly to feel what is happening within my body. So you breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth, and feel when your belly goes out, right? We'll do this 3 times. 3 times we'll breathe in and breathe out, and then we start observing the thoughts. So let's do it together now. Now my mind is calm enough that I can start watching my own thoughts. Now remember guys, this is very important. As I said before, do not label the thoughts as good or bad. The thoughts are just a thought. One thought will come and it will end, and then another thought will start and that will end too. Now in this process, you may be getting a little frustrated when you start this initially, because when one thought starts, you might get into a cycle, and that thought takes you to some other thought, and that takes you to another third thought, and you flow along that journey, right? For example, if you're thinking about when I'll vacation next, and then you start thinking, oh, I'll go to the Paris, and then what I'll be eating there. So you start getting from one thought to another to another. When this happens, do not get frustrated. This happens to everyone when you start meditating. Just be calm and bring your attention again to an observer status, right? Get back and just start watching thoughts again. Do not blame yourself and do not carry any of the guilt that, oh, I broke my meditation and I started flowing along with the thoughts. Whenever this happens, just bring your attention back as an observer and start watching the thoughts, as we had done in the example of watching the traffic. We are just watching the traffic. We are not labeling any of the traffic. We are not labeling any of the thoughts. All the thoughts are just thought. No thought is good, no thought is bad. We just keep doing this calmly for 2 minutes, and when we are observing these thoughts, the meditation has already started happening. The work has already started happening. You are already starting to get calm. When this happens, slowly and gradually, this will convert into a real experience of you watching the thought as an observer. Once this deepens more and more with practice, obviously, you will start to get a feeling that I am definitely now sure that I am not my thoughts, because I am watching the thoughts, right? Because I can watch the thoughts now for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, for 15 minutes. Obviously, they'll keep coming. Do not expect that the thoughts will go away so soon. But you have still crossed an important barrier of observing that you are not the thought. You are something greater than the thoughts. You are something greater, which Jesus Christ was, which Krishna was. As Krishna says in the Gita, that I cannot be burned, I cannot be killed, I cannot take birth, right? You are that precious power which has been given from the God, which is much greater than what you think of yourself. But this can only be observed in silence, in the inner silence which you and I both have. We just need to bring that silence out. We just need to observe that silence, and that can only be done through the tool of meditation, that you start going within and start observing your thoughts, and then you start observing that I am something greater than thought. Now, guys, this is just the first step of the journey, right? The journey is a little bit longer, and we need to go a lot deeper to get real benefits out of this meditation. We will take this journey together. I am Dheeraj Madan. I am on this spiritual journey for some time now. I did my engineering from IIT, and then I worked for corporate, and then I got into the rat race, as we all do, for some time. And then I started taking this journey. I think this is the most profound journey I've been on, and this is the most important journey I'll ever be on. If you're also taking this journey, or you're starting this journey, you can let me know in the comments. Just comment Hamrahi, or that I am with you, or anything else, and I'll see that so many people are taking this journey with me. If you have any comments or any questions, please do that in the comment box, and I'll try to reply that in the comments or in my next video. If you like this video, please do like and subscribe to the channel, and keep coming back to watch more videos as we take this journey together. Thank you. I'm Dheeraj Madan, and hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.